Hello, check 1 2 1 2 1 2 test 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 test. All right. Welcome. Oh wait, I thought the song was over. All right, guys, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Hope we have our Coke Zeros. Crack your Cokes if you got one. We're gonna get into the stream here shortly. We're just gonna make sure things are gonna be running here smoothly here for a little bit, and then we're gonna get started with the world tour. Doing a little tour here of one of my old worlds, and we're gonna get into it in a little bit. We're gonna start at 11:05 here on the dot. Alright, it's looking to be 11:05 here. I'm gonna go ahead and slow down this music here. Okay. Nice. Alright. With that music out of the way, let the stream begin, guys. Alright, welcome to Create Arcane Engineering here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little tour of one of my old worlds here. We're playing here in Minecraft 1.18. We're a few versions behind, but you know, I was playing this world about like a couple years ago, so stuff's gonna be a little outdated. So we're gonna check it out here. Created, or I guess that's doesn't say created, but let's go ahead and hop in here. So we got OG modded Minecraft. You know, this is kind of a crazy mod pack. I didn't get too far in it, but you know, I did have some pretty interesting things going on. Here we go. And we're in. Nice. All right. God, it's gonna be a little laggy, guys. You know, there's like 200 mods on here. As you can see, we've got the crazy world generation. You know, this is a nice, perfect little spot. I always thought of like putting a little cool like path on the side of the mountain would be cool, but I didn't spend enough time in this world. But let's get out of creative here. Nice. There we go. All right. And then let's turn some settings down here. Listen. We are. It is a miracle we are live right now. So, okay, here we are. Nice. Perfect. Ish. All right. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome in. Welcome to the world. Like I said, this world was made years ago, so some stuff I'm not gonna know what I did a long time ago, or like how things work, or like the progression. Like there was a quest system here. This is how far I got in the mod pack. Like I said, like I just got to these first couple brackets, but this mod pack was pretty advanced, honestly. A lot of just crazy nonsense. Like to make one of these things, you had to do like it was a lot, man. You had to like make all these farms, and it was a lot. We'll get into it, but you know, there's some pretty cool stuff here, so I wanted to showcase it here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the world. When I spawned pretty far, I think from here. Yeah, I think I spawned, honestly, like pretty far down here. It like took me a while to find this area. I wanted to find a good yeah, I wanted to find a good spawn, good place for a base. So it took me a good amount of time to find this area. And once I found this biome, I settled down here. You know, there's too much modded stuff to like explain. Like these trees, like modded. All my tools are modded. But this was my first little base here. This was like a fantasy mod pack, so I wanted to incorporate some like fantasy style architecture and like storytelling with the landscape and designs. So this first building was a kind of like a little hobbit hole kind of deal, but like I envisioned this was like a magical forest, whatever. So I you know, wanted to have like little rock houses, little magic rock houses, and powering them was these little water wheels at the top. You know, this is just enough power to get you started. Some of the early game stuff. So put a little water wheel on the top, made it look kind of cool. You know, didn't have access to like, you know, great power, but the nice red wood was cool from the red wood planks. I wanted to utilize some of the modded stuff since there's so much like weird blocks and things. Red wood looked nice. Just kind of like, this is my basic first house, you know, a little rock house. Just kind of lived in here for a little bit. Had a basic like mixing system, you know, cooking and, you know, baking, I guess. Some like modded crafting tables and, you know, whatever. Just whatever I needed. Some basic little workshop here. Some junk. Down here was like my backyard, my like little garden. This was down to my mine. This is like an infinite water source. And right here's my little backyard garden here. Yeah, a little staircase up to my, or a little ladder up to the power. Here's my crops. You know, I can come in and do some farming. Had a little back passage out this way. And then over here, here's some flax. Flax seeds were useful. Get you some string. And I had another path this way. This kind of goes to like my main base, which this main base is crazy. This is like the main reason I'm making this video. Oh, there we go. But yeah, this is kind of like my first little base. I had a little scaffold ladder staircase thing up to a like magical oh, I'm trampling crops. Magical floating island thing. I didn't really do much with the magic in this mod. I really don't understand the magic stuff. You know, I just try to like vibe. But yeah, let's see. Over here, this path leads kind of towards this is an old tree farm. This is old tree farm. I just kind of have it here just kind of as like a, you know, memorabilia, but you know, I had this kind of cool tree farm design. Oh, yikes. Where, you know, it would go around on a track and plant magical trees, and it would automatically harvest the magical trees. And but it was an intricate system, and I ended up just tearing it down. It costed too much like materials, and It was just a mess. It was a pain. But, you know, there's some remnants. Yeah, this mod pack has like the erosion mod, so like stone will turn into mossy stone if it's by water. But, you know, some blue planks. You know, I try to incorporate the cool, fancy blocks. But yeah, nice, ugly, abandoned tree farm. Fun. Here's where stuff's gonna get laggy, guys. I apologize, but it's gonna get laggy. This was one of my next big machines here. This was like a giant red water wheel that was powering like my assembly line. I was using these to like make mechanisms, to, like power basic machines or whatever. Down here is like my big main factory, and this is just insanity, honestly. Like I barely remember building all this. It was just insane. I think this is kind of like towards the end of COVID, honestly. But yeah, where do I start? I guess this first thing I want to showcase is this giant fan mechanism, giant nonsense machine. Um, this base is kind of inspired by the Avatar movies, whereas I live in this giant mystical magical garden, and I have this giant ugly like you know, helicarrier type monstrosity. So it's a balance of ugly factory architecture plus like magic at the bottom. But I have these giant blades here, kind of at the center. It's kind of a cool aesthetic thing, but like they serve a purpose. I think they are powering each of these corners as like iron farms. So I got an iron farm there, iron farm there, iron farm there. Because iron is just like needed for everything, man. In like modern Minecraft, like you just need to make that in bulk. But yeah, a couple iron farms here getting powered at the bottom. Probably creating just so much unnecessary lag. But it looks cool, you know. These are max size windmills, and I got two of them. And they're both connected here at that giant like central point. But it is a mess, and it's ugly, and it makes a lot of noise. Yeah, you can see some of the iron nuggets. But yeah, let's get away from that. Oh, heard something. Over here is my elevator. Oh, it's getting a little quiet now. Nice. Jeez, I couldn't like hear myself, man. This is my elevator. This world was kind of made, I think, when the elevators were introduced in this mod pack. So I was like, you know, really having fun with this, and I was having some troubles. But this first floor is the work shed. You know, I spent a lot of my time on this floor. But we'll get back to the elevator. I want to show the other floors in a minute, but I'll show you the work shed first, and then we'll get to the other floors. This was my basic storage. Just had some mostly just whatever I had, you know, a bunch of random items, whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, this is like my crafting area. I just spent a lot of time just putting blocks and things away. Moving over here, we have my like bulk smelting, bulk cooking, bulk washing, Jesus, setup. It's a little loud, isn't it? I should have done audio check. Oh well, hope we're all good. Hold up, stand by. Perfect. Okay, this is like my bulk, you know, crafting, whatever. You know, you'd put things up here and it'd get cooked. Do I have any? Oh, I didn't take any of the dough. I could have made some bread here, but yeah, just crafting, you know, block conversion stuff. Here we have the Tinker's Construct, kind of furnace, smeltery thing. We got some other kind of crazy redstone. I have a fan, I guess, back here, powering stuff. Yeah, it's just a mess, man. It's just so ugly. It's just not beautiful, not cute. Yeah, this right here is like my little like workshop building. Up here we have a mixing, milling area, kind of like how I had in the starter house. Cooker, mechanical presses. This bear, man. Oh. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Smokey warned us. Uh, okay, we're good. We're good. Jeez, man. All right, we're just gonna. All right, he's rightfully angry, but yeah, this is just like a crafting room, workshop room. You know, like this is like the sweatshop factory up here. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. And the bear's clearly pissed. So, up here, it's kind of like the roof access and the tree farm. So yeah, we have the tree farm up here. This is a pretty cool tree farm. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of this one. It's kind of a cool little design. But yeah, this is only work for 2x2 spruce trees. But yeah, I got a little doggy up here, and he's powering this like chainsaw. And if you go, how do I do this? Oh, if you pull this lever, the doggy will chop down the tree. Yeah. And all the wood gets deposited right here. I think. Maybe. It's supposed to. So I gotta pull it back. I think. Yeah, I guess it worked. Okay, cool. Yeah, and it's not manual, but you would take your saplings, you would take your logs, place your saplings back, take your logs, and then you can go over here, and then you can like craft stuff. So you can turn all the logs into planks. You can turn the planks into chests. You can turn the chests into, you know, barrels or whatever. But yeah, this is just kind of like a cool like wood crafting area. But yeah, and this is the roof of the building. This leads up here to the second fan. It's just nonsense, just insane. Yeah, you can see the whole base up here. There's the assembly line for another one of my machines. And you can see out to the train tracks. This is just kind of like the observation deck, but gosh, man, the world gen in this is just insane. It's so hard to travel in this game, or at least like this mod pack, when the world just like looks so ridiculous. Like half the game you'll spend just like trying to like navigate the world and like jump over the blocks and like, you know, fight freaking skeletons. So it's essentially like a skyblock, this world. But yeah, now that ladder was not very nice, not very aesthetic. Maybe you don't want to use the ladder every time, so sometimes you might want to use the elevator here. Like I was mentioning earlier, we can call it up to the second floor. Bring it down to the workshop. Yeah, work shed. And boom, just like that. Magic. Sweet. Okay. Let's finish up here before getting any lower and exploring some more. Right here I was using to make train tracks. You know, trains are super needed in modded Minecraft, so you gotta build one of these. Essential. I had andesite, a box of andesite. I don't know where this andesite's coming from, honestly. You know, this mod has it where like items can transfer wirelessly, so it's hard to connect to things. But here's my andesite farm factory. Oh great, it's raining. Okay. Yeah, this andesite was created by, I think, these things. It's like the andesite, they get mixed up somehow. Somehow make andesite. I already have a full chest of it. I've like just cleaned it out. So this thing works quick. Once it's made, it goes up on that assembly line at the top, and it just goes into all the different blocks and factories and machines that needs andesite alloys. So like it comes over here, and then it comes over here. I have to make these like kinetic mechanisms and boxes and rubber. But yeah, so this right here is probably where all the lag's coming from, honestly. But I got doggies. Gotta have the doggies. Got the parrots. And just honestly, like this world's just such a mess. Like it's so hard to explain. This right here is my my ×4 max windmill setup. That's powering this whole ugliness. We're farming these magic trees. which I'll show you where we're getting them from here in a little bit. And we're just cutting them up, we're sawing them, we're stripping them, we're turning them into kinetic mechanisms. And this way alloy is like getting pumped here. I mean, I'm glad it works, but I don't know how it works. Okay, nice. See, it's like Amazon here. So yeah, so I'm farming trees down below, some magic trees, and I'm getting the sap right here through this blue goop, and the logs right here, and they're both coming from beneath the magical forest here. So yeah, this thing's working its magic. With the magical goop, I make the rubber, and with the logs, I make I guess machine parts and like gearboxes and stuff like that. Over here, see, like, it gets so less laggy. It gets so less laggy and quiet. It's so nice and calm and peaceful. Over here is the regular resin farms and a sheep. So I'm just harvesting regular resin. Nice and chill vibes. Need those for conveyor belts. There's the workshop right there. You know, I think it's kind of like Borderlands vibes. I always kind of like envision it as like one of those like Borderlands, you know, outposts. And there's just so much noise, and it's just there's no peace here. This factory. This is probably how the Amazon workers feel. I like to, like, you know, carve little holes out of the floor too to like showcase like the trees and like the magic stuff, because it looks cool. It's magic, you know. But yeah, I think that is the workshop floor. Pretty fun, pretty cool. And yeah, let's go lower. Let's check it out. Oh. Yes. This is the forest floor. Oh, don't know what that's doing there. Yeah, this is just kind of a cool area. I'm using the mineral blocks from the magic trees. Got some mystical magic flowers and weird modded crops and things. But you know, it looks cool. It's my magic forest. And right here is the mineral farm. I think we might even get to see an action harvesting a tree over there, maybe. Oh, here we go. Yep, there it goes. All right, perfect. So I've got a little like arm that like swivels and chops trees down. Yep, you can kind of see it from here. There it goes. Yep. And those logs and saplings will come down in here. Oh, and create a bunch of lag. Yep, and come into this crazy machine. They go into a vault. They go in here with this mechanical arm picking things, and yeah, I don't really know where things are going. I don't know where the arm's putting things. I've got this crazy mechanism. Oh god, come on, the weather. This little like armor stand is like squeezing and like making like like the juice, the resin, and the resin's getting turned into like crystallized blocks, and the blocks are getting like sliced up into gems. Man, I'm out here like it's like Avatar. If you've seen Avatar Way of Water, I'm like, this is like, oh, there we go. It always looked like that. Yeah. Okay. Easy fix. All right, and then the other blocks and items, they're getting funneled through this conveyor belt. Yep, there's those little like gems, those crystallized resin gems getting funneled, and they're going all the way up into the chute. Looks like they're kind of stuck here because stuff just gets backlogged super quick, but yeah. Okay. All right, and then from here we move on to the trains, which is like the second age of this mod pack. So before we move on to that, let's see kind of what we covered here. All right, the first tech chapter. So to make the andesite machines, I pretty much automated these blue and wooden machines. We can check it out in, it's just kind of like basics. Oh, we might be crashing. Oh, nope. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is the first tech tree. So like, I automated the trees. I automated andesite alloys, automated the resin, so we're all good. Okay, next thing I had to do here, I had to automate redstone, and I had to automate these brass mechanisms with the crystallized pieces, and that's where I got kind of stuck. Before I had to do redstone stuff, I had to take care of train things, and finding meteors, and that's kind of just where it got slow because the mod pack relied on exploration, and it's just so hard to move around this mod pack. So yeah, it would make you have to create and craft these trains. But I made some pretty cool trains here, but it did slow down my interest in this mod pack. So I have two trains in this world. I have my drill dozing train here. This was used to tunnel and chew through the ground and train. Like I said, this world's hard to move through. I needed a machine to tunnel and bore through the earth. And then right here, this was just kind of like my commercial use train. It can go forwards, backwards. It was just kind of used for exploring. It just looks cool and looks fun. Everyone just needs like to kind of go to like nice travel train. But yeah, let's go ahead and use the travel train, because I did use this one the most to travel to our next location in this world, which was the redstone farm, the infamous redstone farm. So everyone, get a little Coke break. Get your little Coke break. Some good Coke. 0. And let's hop on the train here. Take a little journey and trip to the redstone farm. Okay, now you might notice on the side here, weird little chute, floating chute into lava. That was used to pipe out cobblestone and weird blocks and items I didn't want when drilling. But coming on the left, you're going to see our sugarcane factory and farm. Low-key kind of struggle here. That's alright. It served its purpose. But yeah, I had this cool little arm thing that would come in and out of the ground harvesting sugarcane. But it was just too efficient. Like, I didn't need that much sugarcane. But we're going to go ahead and make our way on down to our next stop here. Looking on the right, you're going to see our nether portal. You can take a train through the nether, which is always awesome. Never really got a nether highway set up, but everyone needs that kind of like nice entrance to their nether portal. I figured that was a good little area. But yeah, this train is making some progress. It's got the 4 exhausts on the top. It's kind of a funky steampunk, non-realistic train, but looks fun and cool. Beefy little freaking steam cannon. But yes, we're approaching another mystical forest here. Pardon the lag. Again, there is 200 goddamn mods on this, and I am also streaming. Okay. Oh, and we're slowing down. We ran into a waterfall. It's okay. It's okay. Totally happens sometimes. But we're entering a lush cavern and the redstone factory. And why is... Alright. They really need to just disable weather in Minecraft forever. Or like fix the rain. It's the worst. Okay. Let's get out of the train here. So this was my little train station. Little subway station, kind of underground, partially like under a cave, and overlooking a river, and just kind of an awesome area. So yeah, fun little area, cool little train station here. It's gonna lead up here into something quite amazing. This is the redstone factory, just in a giant crater. Oh goodness. So it's already working here, which is great. But you see, oh, here it goes. We're watching it in action. Okay, so the story here is this giant crater and like pit is actually the crash site of this weird black mysterious meteor. It's a meteor that came from the sky. Now in this mod pack you have to harvest these blocks, and it takes a long, it's like obsidian, it takes a long time to harvest it. Like you'll see these drills working, man, takes a long, oh well, I just made it look easy, but these guys, they struggle. Once they harvest these blocks, it gets deposited and crushed and liquefied with water from the surrounding area into this volatile sky solution, where that gets refined with sand and pumped into little redstone seeds, where the redstone seeds are washed and cleaned and refined into redstone dust. So yeah, crazy process. But yeah, I had to just keep on farming this giant freaking meatball for redstone, and it was just too tedious, man. Now I'd have to take my laggy train to this laggy crash site, and this mod pack, man, it's struggling on me. But you know, it did have some cool builds. Like I said, cool builds. And this drill thing was insane. Like I had to build a whole like factory just to make these mechanical drills. These drills were not cheap. But yeah, we're gonna see maybe a harvest. Yep, here they go. It's depositing. Here it goes. It's crushing. Yes, it's working. Perfect timing. Ooh, I hear it. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Ooh, it's mixing. Ooh, and it's going into this tank. Dude, the tank can't have any space, does it? Oh, it does. Does it? It looks full. Are we making redstone? Are we out here making redstone? Oh my goodness. The noises, man. That's insane. Okay. Okay. Oh, does this need fuel? This might need fuel. You know what? No one's watching anyways. I can cheat. Will this work? Will this do something? Wait, what is it doing? What have I done? What am I doing? I mean, it needed fuel, right? You know? I don't know if I want that to go out, though. I mean, I must have been thinking about... What was I thinking, dude? I don't know what it was... Okay, where do those seeds go? I feel like those seeds need to go in a box or something. Okay. I have no idea. I might have just broken this machine, honestly. I'm gonna get out of here. But yeah, that was the redstone factory, redstone farm. I think it's going backwards now. Is it stuck? No, it's still going. I'm gonna turn him off. We'll let him chill. Okay, let's go. And we can just move on forward to the base. That's about it. Honestly, that's like, what else did I build here? Not much. It was mostly that giant helicraft building and a little redstone farm. But you know, we'll touch back on some areas. We'll take a look, take a nice little goodbye of this world, and be on our way. Okay. I think we're getting a little close here. And we're slowing down and approaching our base. Nice. Nice. Okay. Perfect. And there we have it. And then when you get back from the train station, you got a little nice, cool, beautiful little walkway to the base. We can go to the work shed and do whatever work we need to do when we're back from whatever trip or travel or expedition. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else here. I know there's the second floor here in the elevator. You know, we had the work shed. But what else was there? Floor 0 was the garden. Right here we have the skeleton spawner though, if we go lower. So let's go check that out. Let's see what that was all about. I know I did want to farm experience with these guys. Oh, and yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. Looks like I was drilling out some stuff. Some amethyst. But yeah, I think I wanted to have like an underground basement area. You know, I was always running low on resources in this world, and I just hate mining. I know this game's called Minecraft, but like I hate digging. And anything lower? No, nothing lower than skeleton spawner. I figured. Just wanted to be sure, but let's head back to the work shed and let's call it a night here. This is just a fun little stream. I just want to do a nice little world tour. Just something quick. This world wasn't too big, and I didn't get too far. Like, I didn't even have, like, the full diamond armor. And I don't have, like, an enchanting setup. Like, I was just kind of just goofing off. But I guess I just kind of got lost in making these crazy machines. But it's nice to have a little showcase for this world on the channel. I wanted to, you know, have a nice place to, showcase the hard work I did here. And have a place to immortalize that work in a live stream. It's not worth its own video. Maybe it is. Who knows? I might come back to this at some point. But man, this world's just too laggy. It is just too laggy to even play and enjoy. But definitely some good moments, good times here. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another live stream by your boy Bloccdog. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not watching this live, that's totally cool. That's totally fine. I just wanted to test out how live streaming would work in the future. If you're watching this as a recording, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you thought some things were pretty cool. I plan on doing some more live streams in the future. Maybe not world tours, but I do want to do some more world tours in the future. But once I got those out of the way, I'm going to probably do some just kind of casual gaming and talking to people on the side. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Bloccdog signing off for the remainder of the night. I hope you have a great rest of the day, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And that has been another day. Thank you all for watching. Good night.